old saying goes, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that's especially true when it comes to finding a job. The career guy, Daryl Gurney, is here to talk about how to find connections that will lead to employment. Hi, Daryl.
Hi,
Okay,
Lisa.
the book is Never Apply for a Job Again. Tell me about the importance of networking.
Okay,
Let's
so
start there.
first off, I try to stay away from the word networking.
Okay, tell me why.
Because most people think of networking as showing up at a gig or showing up at a meeting and handing out a lot of cards. So that's very impersonal.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm about is relationships versus networking.
Okay.
And so the gist of what I believe in is bringing high touch back to high tech.
Got it.
Because, you know, everything is happening online. You know, if you submit a resume online, good luck these days.
Yeah.
It may happen, but chances are you're not going to shine.
Right.
And so what I like to support people to do is go out and create relationships.
How?
Well, here's the thing. People want to work with people they know and like.
Absolutely.
Right?
Fair.
Now, when you're needing a job, people tend to move away from you. Not because they don't want to help, but nobody likes being around somebody who's in need,
Correct.
right? So therefore, how do you get known by people? Because you want to be known by people.
Sure.
Without being needy, I advocate research.
Okay.
So research, meaning, what are the things that you're fascinated by? Mm-hmm. What are you interested in? And look, you and I both know in our careers, we've seen people get into positions that they
have
were
no qualifications.
No qualifications whatsoever.
And you're like, how did that person get that job?
Because they knew somebody. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not an advocate for incompetent people getting roles that they're
Right.
not good for. And you don't want to lose out on that knowing of people. And what happens is if you go out into the world, and this can go, I teach this to MBA programs, I teach it to executives, but it can go for dock workers,
Anything.
it can go for anybody.
Sure.
Where what you're doing is you're tapping into human psychology, okay? People want to connect, and especially in a world where everybody is so disconnected. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, in a world where
Disconnected.
everyone's so disconnected,
Yeah.
it's like if you can create avenues to get people to start associating with you, and one way to do that is by calling them an expert on something and saying, can I tap into your expertise?
Mm-hmm. I see. Basically, you're saying stroke the ego of the person you're talking to put them in make them feel in a powerful position, so then you can offer up your service, not in a needy way, but as a assistant to them.
Never offer up your
Correct.
service.
Oh,
no, never
really?
offer up your service. Because here's the deal. So, Lisa, let's say that I want to get into broadcasting, okay? And I write you...
I would say, run like your hair's on fire.
Exactly.
No.
But I write you an email, and I say, Lisa, I've been following you for the last several years. I've been, just impressed with what you've done with your career and everything. I'm kind of thinking of, I don't know a lot about that area, but I'm just interested in finding out more. I'm actually doing a research project for blah, 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 my MBA program or something. Would you have 5 minutes to spend with me? Mm-hmm. So I come in, I spend 5 minutes with you. If I conduct that meeting in a certain way, and there's a certain way to conduct that meeting, what I'm doing is basically going to have you tell me about yourself. Yeah. And I'm going to sit there and go, really? Wow, no kidding, no kidding. Great, well, can I just stay in touch with you? You've answered a lot of my questions. By the way, take a look at this. This is some of my background. If I wanted to go a direction like that one day, what would you advise someone like that? But you keep it very much like you don't need anything.
Oh, interesting.
But over time, if I cultivate a relationship with you, hey, Lisa, a month later, I ran across this article. What do you think about this? And blah, blah. You're going to start having me in your mind.
Remembering.
And something that comes along one day, you might say, hey,
I
Daryl,
met that one person that one time who might be great for that.
It's about setting up antennas.
I get. So what you're saying, though, is that if you are looking for a job right now, you're already too late in the connection game. Like you need this is a long game deal.
This is a lifetime career management skill.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
In other words, it's never too early to start this.
Correct.
So I go teach this to MBA programs.
Right.
But I teach it to 50-year-old executives who've gotten laid off, and they always got their jobs one after another. They don't know what to do to get a job these days.
Right.
When they were looking for a job first time, they looked in the newspaper.
Right.
Oh, there's no newspapers anymore. Sorry.
Right.
Right.
That makes sense. Okay. So so your point is that no matter what industry you're in, at whatever level you're in, you can always be doing this, to always be thinking of your own personal long game.
Exactly. In other words, it's not the days of old where you could trust that a company's going to keep you forever, whether it's automation, whether it's mergers, acquisitions, you can't trust that. So therefore, one of the points I make in the book is you own your own business. You always have.
It's you.
You just lease out your employable assets.
It's
right?
You
and what does every business owner always have to do is they got to be knowing what the investment options are out there, right?
And knowing all of the available options everywhere at all times.
Yeah, and so the point being is if you develop this as a skill, you manage and create your own job security. It's also a great way for developing thought leadership.
All right, yeah, absolutely. Which is another thing that gets you noticed in the sphere when people are looking for an expert somewhere else. So the book is Never Apply for a Job Again. Daryl, thank you so much for your time and your expertise.
Thank you.